Greetings, everyone. My name's Jennifer Beamer, and I'm the head of scholarly communication and open publishing at the Claremont College's library in Claremont, California. I'm really sorry I couldn't be there with you today due to the inclement weather, but I'm excited and humbled to be on this panel about open scholarship in East Asia studies. One area of focus that I'm interested in, passionate about, is how the library can help scholars share their scholarship. And so today I'm going to talk to you about your library publishing partners' open scholarship in East Asian studies. So what do we mean by open scholarship? Open scholarship, according to the Association of Research Libraries, it encompasses all sorts of things. What we know as open access, the sharing of our journal articles, sharing of data, sharing of open educational resources, those that might help our students, and all other forms of openness in the scholarly and research environment. When we talk about open scholarship, it can be anything, really, that you want to share for the common good. Really, the idea of openness is changing how knowledge is created and shared. Over the past 20 years or so, we've seen a real increase in Asian scholarship being shared. You can see here by this bar chart, which has been produced with a tool, lens.org. You can see all the different ranges of materials that are being shared openly, from books, data sets, mostly journal articles in green, book chapters, dissertations, news, etc., even gray matter or gray materials like reports. The library has been a partner helping Asian studies in many ways. The chart that you just saw in green is partially due to library help. Many scholars deposit their work in a repository, an institutional repository, often affiliated with the library. And we refer to this as green open access, where the author has permission to share a copy of their work, which then is usually accessible on Google Scholar or found via the web somehow. Libraries have also recently been helping with open access publication fees or open access APCs. And many of us presently have special arrangements with specific journals to waive fees, known as read and publish agreements. At the Claremont College's library, we have about 5 read and publish agreements where scholars who publish in traditional journals have the option at some point in the process to select that they would like to have their APC paid for them. Libraries often help authors as well with gold open access publication processing, in that they have pools of funds to help distribute amongst scholars. They also are able to assist scholars at some point in the process where they're going to have to pay and see if it perhaps from their funding of some sort to help in that area too. Another growing area where libraries are helping with open access support is helping by hosting open access journals. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. If you want to see if your library does help in these areas, you can go to the Library Publishing Directory, that's part of the Library Publishing Coalition, and see if your library is listed or if there are other institutions that would be willing to assist in getting your work open. This growth of East Asian open access journals, and I've just provided a few samples, is really not new. We see a number of journals, mostly in English still, but that are carrying content related to our fields of East Asia. We often see that these are peer-reviewed or double-blind or single-blind peer-reviewed. They're also listed usually in the Directory of Open Access Journals, available here at the doaj.org, where they have to meet a number of criteria to be indexed as such as open access, true open access journals. Often these journals have no charges or no journal charges to authors as well. Or perhaps sometimes some of them we do know do have a small fee to sustain the infrastructure that the journal will live on. If you're ever in doubt if a journal is a reputable open access journal, you can also reach out to the library or your librarian. Many other options live at the library. Your local librarians can often provide a journal management system of some type. Many of you are probably familiar with the PKP, the Public Knowledge Project Open Journal System, and also a number of libraries, and especially small liberal arts institutions, have something called Digital Commons, or sometimes more widely known as B-Press. And they provide a system where authors or faculty editors can support authors submitting through blind review and then acceptance or rejection, and then they can publish on this platform. And it looks similar to a journal that you would see from a traditional proprietary publisher. Also, libraries can support the launch of new journals or the migration of existing titles. We've seen a number of cases where editors wanted to flip to becoming fully open, moving away from traditional publishers, and the library can assist with this. The library often, and in my role, I offer a lot of independent consultancy services, and that includes helping with good practices around peer review, practices around copyright and language for your journal, services around keeping your authorship and making sure that you don't sign it away so that you can use your journal article across digital platforms. And most of all, and maybe the thing that libraries are excellent at, are organizing and providing metadata and also persistent IDs, such as DOIs, where the work can be easily found. At the Claremont College's library, we have a number of platform-hosted journals on the Digital Commons platform. And I think one that we're most proud of is EnviroLab Asia, because not only is the journal part of our library publishing program, but it's also part of a program, a collaborative program between the Claremont Colleges and Yale in Singapore. And students participate in activities and get to have sort of international experience. And then our journal, who is run by one of our editors, Char Miller, also then collects and has submissions from either students or faculty that work in the Asia area. And this is really exciting. When he receives those papers, he can work through the editor process and send them out for peer review, and then receive them back for to be published. And then at the library, we'll help in that process by hosting the journals, as well as then giving them DOIs and ultimately sort of promoting the journal to the greater Asia community. The library obviously can help you with a number of things, and I hope that I've given you a taste of those. I'm again sorry I couldn't be with you today, but please, if you have more questions, email me or contact me at my email above. I'm very excited to have been asked to be on this panel. I've been a Japan scholar for almost 10 years, and I'll be heading to Japan with a Fulbright Award in the future. And so I'm passionate about this topic, and I would love to engage with others who are interested, especially in East Asian studies. Thank you very much.